Hi guys, welcome to the channel. This video is a study with me. I was studying for AP Macroeconomics and AP Calc BC. So I thought I could just take you guys along with me, talk about what I did and like any study tips I have, everything like that. So, first I was studying for AP Macro. I do all my notes for macro online just because that's what I found easiest for me. I did try doing it on paper for a little bit, but it really did not work for me, especially because the subject is a lot of concepts and my notes are more words than graphs or numbers. I know graphs are a big part of macro, but personally I found that the pictures online on Google work just fine, or I take pictures of my notes that I take in class on paper while the teacher lectures, and then I put those online and take pictures of any of the graphs that I drew. And I use Notion to take the notes, so I've used Google Docs for separate different subjects like statistics, but I found Notion. I started with Notion this year for this subject, and it worked really well. I really like how I can format it on Notion, so that's what I do. And our textbook is online for macro, so I just thought that's easiest to take notes online. And so I have different pages for all of the chapters and units, and then any do nows that we do, everything is there, so I just have one spot to go to. So in this particular day, I had the notes open, or the textbook open on one window and my Notion open on the other. I remember that my Notion was acting weird that day, so it was kind of annoying, but it's fine. I powered through, and reloading it and everything just worked. So the first thing I did was, there was a specific topic in a previous section that I did not understand at all, just because I don't know, it just didn't stick with me. So I went through into the textbook to kind of review that and take better notes for it. And I remember the test for this chapter that with this topic, I the only thing I got wrong on the test was this topic. It's M2, M1 money supply. So I realized I should really review it because I have everything else down. And another thing I did for macro was we were actually done with all of the concepts for macro, which is really surprising. We finished in March, so that was actually crazy. And for the last couple of chapters, it was a peer taught type of thing, which some of the presentations, to be honest, were not that good. So I was just, wanted to relearn everything on my own. So I had a bunch of the peer given notes and worksheets out. And then I also had the textbook out and everything to just cross-check all of the notes that I had and add anything, and take official notes on my Notion, so that I could also have the memory of writing them down. So yeah, that's what I was doing. And then I was also working on math because I had a really big math test. I can be honest and say that I didn't do too well on the math test that I was studying for, but we were on Unit 9 of AP Calc BC, which is series and sequences, and so the test was on the second half of the unit, so Taylor and Maclaurin series, things like that. But I wasn't really good at the first half either, which is just tests about the different series and if they converge or diverge. So I was taking or doing practice problems from the textbook on the first half, so the different tests of series and convergence and divergence. And so I had my Spotify and calc chat open on my laptop, and then I had the textbook open, and then just my notebook to actually do the problems. I didn't do too well on this test just because the concepts were really hard. I did hear that series and the last two units of Calc BC are super hard. So I did as much as I could, especially because it was a lot of concepts, and I am hoping that I can, do better on the next test to kind of compensate for this one. But something that I found works really well for me when studying for math, especially, is to do a ton of practice problems. I don't recommend like doing them right before the test, but just doing them as as I learn them, or like a couple at a time, really helps me like retain the information and know what to do. Like I don't know like the exact like science behind it, but it works. So that's what I like doing for math. And you can see I'm doing a ton of practice questions. I think I got through like six like sections worth of homework questions in this one day. And I don't know if you saw this, but a pink paper also came out, like a paper with a ton of like pink writing, and that was just like all the notes that I had about all of the tests and like the conditions for it and the results based on what happens. That paper is really useful for me, so I will definitely be like holding on to that for the actual AP test. But yeah, I'm just doing practice questions.
And yeah, that's the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.